The fear narrative. The fear narrative is not about the past. It is about the future, about something that has not happened yet, but could happen. For example, at work, a new task arrives, a new system, a new supervisor, and before anything actually happened, the truth appears. What if I can't do this? What if I make a mistake? What if it turns out I'm not capable of this? The fear narrative always speaks ahead of reality. In financial situations, it can become especially loud. A bill, an unexpected expense, an uncertain month, and the story begins. What if the money runs out? What if I can't solve this? The future begins to feel more threatening than the present. It appears in relationship as well. When something begins to change, when the other person becomes quieter, when the relationship feels uncertain, and a thought appears, what if it's over? What if I lose them? The fear narrative often fears loss. In the family, with children, with parents, with health, a medical examination, a phone call, the possibility of bad news, and the mind is already living inside the story. The fear narrative is fast, faster than reality. The nervous system prepares for danger, even when it is not there yet. That is why it's so hard to stop. And there is something else. The fear narrative often sounds responsible. I'm just thinking ahead. I'm preparing. I'm just being careful. And that is partly true. That is why it is so strong. But meanwhile, something happens. A person postpones things, does not act, does not decide. Not because they don't want to, but because the future feels too large. This is how the fear narrative works. It does not show the problem of the present, but an imagined future. And if you are there, you have just this picture. And the person begins to adapt to that future before it even happens. The fear narrative does not weaken when fear disappears. It weakens when action returns to the present. Fear lives in the future, movement always happens in the present. By work, when the thought appears, what if I can do this? The movement is not confidence. It is the first step. Open the task. Start the first part. Ask someone. They will help you. You do not have to solve the entire task. Just begin. By finance, when thought appears, what if the money runs out? The small movement. Look at the numbers. Not in your head, on paper or on a screen. Fear loves uncertainty. Numbers reduces it. Relationship. When the thought appears, what if it's over? The movement can be a simple question. Is everything okay between us right now? Not a long conversation, not an argument, just connection. Health. When the mind runs ahead, what if it's something serious? The small step, make an appointment, ask a doctor, check a reliable source. Don't solve the thought. Clarify the situation. Decisions. The fear narrative often says, what if I decide wrong? The movement. Make a smaller decision. Not the final one, just the next one. Practicing decisions reduce fear. There is a simple difference. The question of the fear narrative, what if? The question of action, what is the first step? Fear does not disappear, but it no longer leads.